On this episode of Game Shack, it's a follow-up to my video on Ambassador Arcade's Electronic Pro tabletop pinball game. We talk a little bit about pricing, compared it to another pinball game that you can buy right now on Amazon, how loud it is. I'm going to give you some uninterrupted gameplay on Pac-Man, answer a couple other questions, all that and more coming up next. Hey everybody, welcome on back into the Game Shack. I'm your host, JDV. For Evil Genius Entertainment. Thank you for stopping by. As always, you guys are the primary sponsors of this channel. So if you guys want to keep seeing content like this, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help this channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell if you do subscribe. We're, trying to get our subscriptions up there. Okay, so I had a very popular video a couple of videos back talking about Ambassador's tabletop pinball game. It's a brand new game on the market. Features a whole lot of cool things like bumpers, saucers, secret tunnels, all this kind of stuff that you very rarely, if never, see on this style of pinball game. And it had a lot of comments, and so let's just kind of go through them one by one. And at the end of the video, I'll give you some uninterrupted gameplay on Pac-Man, because you didn't really get to see that in the last video. First thing is talking about the loudness of it. Well, go and check out the end of the video to get some gameplay on that. To me, it is going to always be on, because there's only one motor that runs everything. All the saucers, the kickouts, the tunnel, all of that stuff is run by one motor. So that motor has to run consistently and constantly. So you're going to have some motor sound on there at all times. And of course, you're going to get the noises from the pinball bouncing around, the bumpers kicking off, the saucers, the music, if you have the music turned on. So it is a loud game. I'm not going to try to tell you that it's not a loud game. It is absolutely a louder type game. Now, almost all pinball games that are laptop size, well, heck, any pinball game that has interactive bumpers and everything like that is going to be loud. But again, because it has only one motor running everything, that motor has to be on all the time. So it's not like you have real world pinball solenoids kicking things off when the ball hits it. No, I mean, it is like that, but all of the energy that activates this comes from that one motor. And so yeah, you are going to hear that motor sound going throughout gameplay. So if that is something that bothers you, again, check out the end of the video for that. Then maybe don't pick it up. Okay, and other people were talking about the price, because right now you can get this thing anywhere from $125 to about $150, which I guess seems like a lot of money. But when you compare it to something like the new era electronic pinball game, which you can kind of see comparison both in size and just kind of how it plays, that other game is going for $45 right now on Amazon. And you're going to see it does not have LED lighting at all. It just has little flashing lights that come on the bumpers. So, but they don't interact with anything. There's no saucers. There's no interactive bumpers. There's no secret tunnels. There's no LED lighting. There's no scoring on the playfield. So as it goes through different troughs and everything, that's not going to score. It does not retain your high score. In almost every single possible way, including size. You can see here the ball is much larger in the Ambassador version of their tabletop. This new version is superior to something like that, and that is going for almost half to a third of what you can get this other game. So, I mean, again, to get into any kind of tabletop pinball game, you're going to be dropping at least $45 on it. And to me, if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Again, I think the pricing on this is very aggressive. Now, we talked a little bit about a lot of people questioning whether or not we could see a true 3/4 size type tabletop coming down the line from Ambassador. And I've been trying to convince them to do that now for a couple of years. And to put it frankly, if they can move a lot of these new units, then I think they're going to think very seriously about it. But if these things sit dead on the shelves for the next 2 years, they're probably not. So again, this is all going to be about consumer demand for the bigger, better, shinier, faster pinball games that you can put in your hands. I mean, there's such a disparity right now in the market between what you can buy. Either you're talking about a $6,500 Stern game and up, or you're all the way back down to this brand new tabletop. So to me, spending $150 or less, really, you can get these things for cheaper than that right now, is a bargain considering all the things that you get that are pro pinball related. Now, they are very aware of the fact that these games could be deeper. So the the scoring could be different. They know that there could be drop targets and spinners. Again, that's something that they are looking at down the line. But again, the more popular this brand new unit is, the more likely it is that they come out with something bigger, brighter, and fancier down the line. So nobody has an obligation to buy anything just because you want to hope a company does it. But let's live in a real world where, look, if this thing is a big hit, they're going to be much more inclined to make a better version of it down the line. So, you know, fingers crossed you guys pick some of these things up and check it out. Okay, I was asked how big the feet are on these things or not. They're about 1 inch deep. That's about the bottom line of it. They're like, I think 2 3/4 inches long, something like that. Actually, one of the things that I've been doing is I put a little book underneath those feet, you know, a piece of wood or something like that, to make the play field more a steep an angle. So that's really going to get that ball shooting around the play field quite a bit. But to answer your guys' questions, the feet that you put on there are about 1 inch thick or deep, however you want to say, 1 inch tall. So, you know, you can maybe make different variety. I think I am going to actually make little feet that go underneath, like those soft little felt circles that you can get. I'm going to cut some like squares out of those to just make the angle of this table a little bit faster, so that the ball screams around the playfield even more than it already does. A lot of you guys have seen that this resembles the old Tomy Atomic pinball game, and of course it does. To me, it takes the best elements of those older tabletops and spruces them up. For one thing, you can buy them new, so you're not buying a 30-year-old game that you're trying to coax back into life. No, these things are all brand new, so everything kicks off really good, has that really, really sweet LED lighting. You know, in terms of that Pac-Man game, you really get to see that, because as the ball goes down different places, it will activate the different Pac-Man sounds, and that to me is really, really cool. So as you're playing the game, it almost is like you're playing Pac-Man, but in a pinball form. They did a really, really good job of integrating the Pac-Man sounds into the play of this tabletop. It's another sign to me of the dedication and hard work that these guys put into this. They really did pay attention to the little details on this game. Again, I hope we do get to see a 3/4 scale version of that. And if we do, I do think you will see a deeper game. So you will see progressive scoring. You will see skill shots, hopefully a spinner, drop targets, and ramps. All the things that we want to see in these smaller but still very capable pinball machines. They're very aware of it. And again, they are listening to feedback. And you know, that's all to the good. I love a company that is reactive to the people who actually buy the products, unlike some companies that I won't mention that seem to be absolutely tone deaf when it comes to things like that. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this video. I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and do hit that notification bell so you know when videos like this do drop. Love each other, and until next time, I'll see you in the Game Shack. Without further ado, here is some footage of Pac-Man. Mwah!
Be sure to visit EvilGeniusEntertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.